If you're a woman over 40 and lifting weights, but you don't look like you lift, it's probably your food. In my last video, I showed you everything I eat as a 44-year-old mom on a rest day. Today, I'll show you everything I eat on a training day. I'm Ramona, I'm the Hot Mom Coach, and I've helped hundreds of women get lean, toned, and confident for over 9 years. And I'm here to share my secrets with you. So first off is my daily gut drink. I have this on an empty stomach. It's apple cider vinegar and glutamine every morning just after my stomach vacuums. Glutamine is an amino acid that helps with muscle tissue repair and it protects the gut lining. I do 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar and 10 grams of glutamine with about half a liter of water. You want to make sure that you drink this with a straw so it doesn't erode your teeth. And also make sure that you brush your teeth before this and not after. Next up is the reason I wake up every morning. It's my sourdough toast with almond butter and coffee. Now I used to have peanut butter, but the best coach I ever worked with, who worked with stage competitors, said that he noticed that their metabolism would slow down for some reason when they would switch to peanut butter. He couldn't explain it, there was no science to it, but he was like, it's just something I noticed through my experience. He recommends almond butter, so I'll just stick with it. Now I do this pre-walk. My walk is very easy, it's like 30 minutes. If I were doing high intensity cardio or an intense lifting session, I would have my breakfast with some protein and carbs before that. After my walk is the most important meal of the day. Breakfast. Now I keep my breakfast very high in protein. 2 eggs, egg whites, cottage cheese, and 100 grams of blueberries. This keeps my energy steady and high throughout the day so I don't have crashes and cravings later. The difference between my rest day and my training day is that I save my carbs for later, and you'll see why. Now around 10 a.m.-ish, I'm gonna have my second coffee. I've tried replacing coffee with matcha, but I found that coffee suppresses my appetite way better. Like if I just have a matcha tea, I get hungry very quickly. So my coffee is a shot of espresso, stevia, cinnamon, cocoa powder, cause chocolate, and unsweetened almond milk. Now around 11:30, I'm gonna have my pre-workout, in this case lunch. Before we get into that, if you're over 40 and you're struggling to drop that tummy fat and tone up, I've put together a full guide that combines the best training structure and diet specifically for women over 40. It has 6 weeks of workouts for gym and home for any fitness level. It has meal plans, swaps, and a grocery list so you can optimize muscle building in the shortest time. Now, I get a lot of requests for my one-on-one coaching, so I wanted to make this accessible to everyone. So I took what works for me and what works for my best clients, and I created this guide for a limited time offer. You can click the link in the description for instant access. So I train around 2:30 p.m. So I have like 3 hours for my food to digest properly. So my pre-workout lunch is obviously very high in protein, which is chicken, and high in fast digesting carbs. Also, pro tip, the carbs from rice and potato are way better than fruit for muscle building. So I always have my protein and my carbs batch cooked in bulk. I spoke about this in my other video. For vegetables, I'll just use whatever is available. Today we have bell pepper. I'll do a stir fry and I'll add tamari or soya sauce. Another pro tip, you should absolutely salt your food. I thought salt was like the demon for the longest time. Turns out it is great for hydration and for muscle function. So I try to put about a 1/4 teaspoon of Himalayan sea salt in all my food. If I'm using high salt sauces like soya sauce or hot sauce, then I'll reduce the amount of salt that I put in my food. Okay, supplement time. So after this meal, I take some supplements, which I spoke about in detail on my rest day video. But in a nutshell, vitamin D and K2, B complex, and omega-3. Post-workout, this is the best window to optimize muscle building and to kickstart that repair process. Now, as long as you get enough protein throughout the day and you hit your targets, you will build muscle. But if you're over 40, you want to maximize muscle building at every stage, right? I personally struggle with building muscle because of my genetics and now because of my age as well. So these little nuances and pro tips that I give you have completely changed the game for me. Plus, spreading your protein at regular intervals throughout the day will help you hit those protein targets. Post-workout, I have 50 grams of cream of rice, 5 grams of creatine, cinnamon, salt, and a scoop of whey protein powder, and 50 ml of almond milk. The rest is water and some berries. This is my favorite meal on training days. It actually motivates me to train. The cream of rice is a fantastic post-workout food. It's a carb source that is absorbed very quickly into the bloodstream, so it can get to work to replenish your glycogen really fast. I sometimes swap this with regular cornflakes. The whey protein isolate again absorbed really fast into your bloodstream, so you can quickly replenish your energy and start building some muscle. I mix in creatine, which which, if you're over 40, is absolutely required. The timing of creatine doesn't really matter much as consistency. So pre or post workout, it doesn't make a difference because it builds up in your system over time. But the key is to just take it every single day. Rest day, training day, it doesn't matter. It supports your brain, your gut, and muscle function. But if you want to be really picky, then post workout is better. Just because your muscles are like a sponge after you train. And also creatine is best if you pair it with carbs and with protein, which is exactly what I'm doing. Now I have a few hours gap from this meal until dinner. Most days I'm fine, some days I get hungry. And for those days, I have zero sugar jello, already prepared in the fridge. It's 9 calories for this entire bowl. It's sweet, so it helps with those sugar cravings. Last meal of the day, dinner. This is my second favorite, third favorite. They're all delicious. So this is actually a viral recipe. It is so simple and delicious, but I put my own spin on it. We've got 4 ounces of ground beef, 4 ounces of baked sweet potato, cottage cheese, and vegetables. The ground beef again is always batch cooked. So I've added balsamic vinegar to the beef, some plain chunky tomato sauce, which I cooked in basil and garlic, and my cottage cheese is mixed in with sriracha because I freaking love hot sauce. Hands down, better than any freaking meal on the planet. So beef, I discovered, is like the holy grail of muscle building. It improves your muscle density and it is very rich in nutrients. It also has a very high thermogenic value, meaning it burns even more fat than other foods. Just try to look for 93 to 95% lean beef. I'll usually cook the beef and then I drain the oil out. So the cottage cheese again is slow digesting, so it builds and repairs muscle as you sleep. Sweet potato, great source of clean carbs. And I find that I sleep much better and deeper when I have carbs for dinner. So I don't change my calories for rest days and training days. Everything stays the same. But I do change my meal choices so I can have those fast carbs after my workout. So as you can see, I eat mostly clean food, and this has allowed me to have those meals on the weekend outside without feeling guilty. So I'll have pizza and ice cream or whatever I like. And I do this almost every weekend. When you eat clean for the most part throughout the week, eat high protein and you train consistently, you build more muscle. And muscle actually clears glucose from your blood. You ever wonder why people with more muscle just can eat so much more and not gain fat? It's because muscle changes the way that food is processed in your body. So if you're over 40, focus on building muscle. You're not going to get bulky, I promise. Follow these principles to optimize that muscle building, help your body function better over 40, and just to be at your healthiest. If you need a clear structure that brings all of this together, diet and training, so you can tone up, get lean, strong, and confident, click the link in the description for my 6-week guide specifically for women over 40. There's a limited time offer. I'll see you on the other side.